Welcome back to the Texas Chain Saw Massacre, the game video. Today we're going to be diving into some potential Texas Chain Saw Massacre, the game content. All right. Now, this is kind of just our wish list, things we hope happen.
Yes.
That probably won't happen. That's not true. Wes tweeted out like literally yesterday, about, hey, they only have the rights to the first film. Not, you gotta basically the game's gotta sell well for this to happen. You gotta request it as fans. I don't know if I believe him 100%, but I hear you. But they've been so like, hey, anything could happen in the future. Right. So you know what? We're gonna pretend that anything can happen in the future with our content list.
Yeah.
Now, going through this, I didn't want to just have like, here's 20 victims, because like that's the easy way to do it, right? I mean, Obviously, I want anybody that's in the movies, happy to have them in the game. Mm-hmm. Okay, so more the merrier. Same with family members, all of them, including the Next Generation, all of them. Texas Chain Saw Massacre 3, all of them. I'm fine with that. TCM 3D, all of them. We didn't put her on the list, but we should get her. Go get them, cuz. We should put her on the list. Alexandra Daddario, is that how you say her name?
Sure.
I mean, she'd be a great fit. She'd be a great fit in this game. But we're not doing that. Instead, we only the absolute, necessities, which means really just one victim and then two family members are brought up here.
Yeah.
Why don't you kick us off, huh? First one we got.
Everyone's asking, are we going to see Sally?
Yeah. And this one's possible because they have the rights to old Sally girl. Yeah, Sally Hardesty. Gotta happen. The only problem with having it, actually, for me, I don't know why my brain is like, oh, it's okay to have sequel characters, but if we have people from the original, then it gets confusing because it's a prequel. But I'm like, oh, sequel characters are fine. That doesn't make it confusing because the whole franchise is so freaking confusing.
Right.
But yeah, that's the only thing that would hold them back for adding Sally, is because the game is a prequel, technically, so having Sally kind of changes up the flow of things.
I mean, you can have that initial story, and then as it goes on, you can say, yeah, the lore has expanded.
That's what they're going to have to do.
Yeah.
Like, if they decide to dive into film content, which they probably will, why wouldn't you if the game's doing well? Get Sally in there, and then, just let it ride.
Yeah. At least when it comes to family. They did the reasoning behind Johnny and Sissy. Well, why weren't they in the first one? Because they're drifters. They come and go. So some of the family members we got in some of the sequels could have been the same case. They were always hanging around. They just weren't there for the first film, second film, wherever.
That's kind of how like Chop Top is, like Vietnam.
Yep.
That's how it is. So yeah, we just kind of got to accept everything. Yeah. All right, it's a game. We're having fun.
It's only a game.
We're having fun here. Now, the most important thing for me for future content, and this goes for really any of these asymmetrical multiplayer games, is maps. I think maps is the key to kind of adding to the versatility of the game. I mean, characters are one thing, of course, more the merrier, but maps is where you're going to feel the biggest difference because you're on a completely new set of grounds here. Mm-hmm. So the most important map to me, and I desperately want to be in the game, is the Hewitt family house from the 2003 remake. I would do anything. Like, that is such an iconic looking house.
Yeah.
It's like almost as recognizable as like the original house at this point with like TCM fans. It's such a cool looking house. The only thing is, if that thing got added, if you think the family house now is a freaking maze and hard to get through with the tunnels and whatnot, that house, just the house itself, not including the basement, would be ridiculous.
Oh yeah.
Like, it looks like a massive, massive house. We only get so much of a look inside of it. But yeah, I'd love to see that. And then if you're going to have the Hewitt family house, can you also, I mean, I also want the whole Hewitt family. I don't mention that in this list, but Sheriff Hoyt, like, come on, gotta happen. But yeah, then if you get, maybe they replace Grandpa with the Grandpa from the remake. Then what are you doing in my house? If Grandpa could be vocal, that would be hilarious.
Yeah. That'd be
other than,
yeah. That'd be scary.
Oh, yeah, for sure. All right, next.
I mean, we already mentioned it, but Chop Top, man. Especially seeing him kind of respond to Wes's tweets, getting in Wes's ear a little bit.
For real, though, this is why I don't believe Wes 100% on what he said, because, like, how'd that happen? How did they get to be buddies?
Yeah.
I mean, let's people talk, all right? And Bill Moseley's friends with with Kane Hodder, so like the connections could have happened over time. Sure,
and I'm sure he's been at Scarefest.
Yeah, right. Yeah, okay, but hey, forget that. We're gonna put our tinfoil hats on and say they're friends on Twitter and talking and whatnot because they're working together.
Yep, that's it.
Because Chop Top is gonna happen. If they're gonna add a character, if we're gonna start going to the sequels, Chop Top is number one.
Mm-hmm.
It's got to happen. And Bill Moseley, I always thought he was gonna end up being the voice of the cook, and he's not.
Yeah, that would have been fun.
Yeah, and he's not. Why would they? If you're not gonna have him be the voice of the cook, you got to get the whole character there, then, huh?
Yeah.
God, I hope so. That would be that's like the number one family member that needs to be in there. Or you could argue that the next one on our list is Vilmer from TCM4, The Next Generation, Matthew McConaughey. That's the only reason why. All right, it's not like that's the best character ever. All right, it's not like that's the best movie ever. We know. You know, it's not a good movie, but it could be a lot of fun, and it's Matthew McConaughey. And if if they're not going to get his likeness,
right.
or obviously he needs his likeness, or it's not going to work. But if you're not going to get him to come in and do the VO, don't bother. It's fine. I can live without Vilmer. But if you get Matthew McConaughey, then I'm all in. That would be so much fun. And I seriously think he would do it at a decent price because he still is pretty cool about his past film. Like he's talked about The Next Generation very kindly. He's been a good guy.
Everybody's got a price.
Yeah, the only thing that would hold him back is if his agent's a hard ass. Which
I'm sure he is.
Yeah, so
he's Matthew McConaughey.
Yeah, but I think he likes horror. We saw him with the Jason necklace.
Mm-hmm.
So he's a big fan of the genre. Why would he not want to do it? It all comes down to the agent.
Yeah.
Money talks.
Yeah.
So buy the game, because the better it sells, the more likely that is to happen. All right, next.
We were just kind of throwing anything out there, seeing what sticks. And I sort of said it as a joke, but I think there's ways that it can work. Like the Ghost Town from the newest movie, 2022. Yeah. You could somehow make that work.
Yeah, I was... I would have initially wanted to avoid content from the 2022 film because that film's not all that special. I don't think it's that bad, but it is fun. But there's no family side of it. It's literally just Leatherface, superhuman Leatherface.
Right.
But it would be so cool playing on that location that's in the movie with just a ghost town basically. And like I said, maps to me are the most important part of the game. I think the more maps, the merrier. So what a cool location to be able to go on.
Yeah, some of the buildings seem, decently close to each other.
Yeah, it seems like a very tiny, small ghost town.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you'd have a ton of houses to explore. You'd have stores. There's a church or a courthouse at the end of the road there. It'd be really neat to jump into that map for sure.
I mean, even if it wasn't exactly from the film, I mean, just making a little ghost town, like a little quaint, small, almost, it's just old westerny where all the buildings are connected. It's just a strip. I feel like you can make that work.
I feel like a map designer would have a ton of fun with that map. Like your art designer just going crazy, adding a ton of Easter eggs, bodies everywhere.
Yeah.
That'd be a good time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, now last but not least, I think out of all of the movies, if you're digging through them to get maps, there's the remake. That'd be great. I think this one as well, the Texas Chain Saw Massacre 2 map. You could do the abandoned carnival where that's, it's got all the caves and you got all the lights, decorating all of it. Basically just having all of those carnival elements there. That would be a lot of fun. And then if you could find a way, I don't think it should be two separate maps. I don't think it'd work, but if you can find a way to combine that, basically what serves as the Sawyer family house in TCM2, combine that with the radio station that we see Caroline Williams in, where she's hosting her show throughout the movie. Have it combined with that somehow. If we could go inside of the radio station, that'd be pretty cool. We could introduce a Chop Top, kinda.
Yeah.
At least our first good look at Chop Top. The TCM3 and TCM4, they could have their own maps, but they're just not exactly at the top of my list there.
I know a bunch of people are like, get a way to get Franklin in there.
Well, I stand by it.
That'd be really cool, but I just don't think mechanic-wise
It's the same reason.
Plausible.
Yeah, it's the same reason we didn't get Mark in F-13. It's like, as cool as it'd be to have him, it doesn't really work. They kind of snuck him in the single player challenges.
Right.
Maybe you could do the same type of thing if TCM ever has like a single player element. Maybe sneak Franklin in that way. I think it'd be cool to be able to find his body. Like his body's in TCM 2.
Yeah.
So if you make a TCM 2 map, why not go ahead and just throw Franklin's body in there? I said as a joke, you could do it if you want to, but as a joke, it'd be funny if he has the same use as Grandpa does as for the victims. We go and feed him chicken fingers. What I said on stream, feed him chicken fingers. Then he calls out the family.
like he didn't die. He kind of got brainwashed, not really, but like almost brain dead to the point where he can't do anything.
It's not like he did much in the movie.
Well, yeah, but like, yeah, to the point where he's helping the family. Like he's not maybe.
Well, I was just saying you like basically have Franklin serve the victims the same way Grandpa serves the family.
Oh, serve the victims.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we go feed him something. I said chicken fingers on stream. I just thought that was funny. And yeah, he calls out, he like spots out the family members for you.
You're over there.
Yeah, it doesn't really work, but I thought it'd be funny.
As far as like actually using him, yeah, I mean, you can't go really upstairs, hopping out a window. Sure, you could bunny hop, but
no,
that's not it.
Yeah, obviously the Slaughter family house is not exactly wheelchair accessible.
No,
or the slaughterhouse, or probably the gas station, or any other map you're going to add.
No,
but I don't know. I just want to hear him screaming. I just want to hear all the pissed off people that don't like Franklin, which is everybody, it seems. Hurt my feelings. Just want to see all of them be upset by hearing Franklin yelling.
You know what I have to say to that?
Yeah, exactly. But that's it. Short list. Like I said, we go on for days because the more the merrier. The more the merrier. I'm all for it, but that's like the top choices there for me out of the sequel content. But let us know yours. What content do you want to see in the Texas Chain Saw Massacre video game? Let us know in the comments below. But that's going to wrap up this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this one. And of course, as always, thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.